Good evening, everyone. We bring you greetings again from the Education USA Network. We are in the month of September. Wow, time waits for no man. We welcome you all to another edition of our Facebook Live event. This evening, we will be talking about historically Black universities. My question here is, what is so unique about these universities? Our main topic for today is the uniqueness of historically Black universities. My name is Margaret Nyako. I am an Education USA advisor at the Education USA Advising Center in Kumasi. This evening, we are being joined by the district recruiter for Alabama State University. She is Shawanda Walker. And we also have the professor and interim chairperson from the Department of Social Work. She is Denise Davis-May, and my colleague Benis Afote, who is the Education USA advisor at the Education USA Advising Center in Accra. She's also on this platform. Ladies, you are all welcome to this event. We know you will enjoy this program. Kindly type your questions in the comment section and it will be answered right after the presentations. Shawanda, please start for us.
Thank you so much for having us, and we'd like to welcome you to Hornet Nation. Today I will share with you a video. It will be a greetings from our president, followed by a presentation of our campus, and that will give you a feel of what we do and why we chose, why you should choose an HBCU. Excuse me, it has to be, it's showing that it's been disabled for me to share the screen by the host.
I think you have to give her permission to share.
Hello, Shawanda, you can share it now.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Welcome.
And welcome to the Alabama State University. I'm Dr. Quentin T. Ross Jr., and it is my honor to serve as the 15th president of this great institution. As a proud graduate of this institution, I know firsthand the nurturing educational environment that this university has provided for thousands of students like me. Our students are at the center of everything that we do, from new housing to a one-stop student center to a state-of-the-art library, to technologically enhanced media centers, labs, and classrooms. Our mission is focused on student success. We offer some of the best and the most competitive undergraduate and graduate degree programs located in 9 colleges, including our award-winning theater arts program and the Bachelors of Fine Arts and Dance, and high-demand programs such as occupational therapy and physical therapy. ASU also offers STEM-related programs such as studies in forensic science and nanobiotechnology. Students also study pre-law and earn the Master's of Social Work degree at ASU. And the university remains one of the top producers of African-American educators in the state of Alabama. ASU graduate degree programs range from the Doctorate of Physical Therapy to the doctoral degrees in microbiology and in educational leadership, policy, and law. Our faculty members are in the classroom teaching and offering personal guidance to the leaders and educators of tomorrow. They're also outside the classroom, working on a cure for childhood pneumonia and acting and directing. ASU faculty has the knowledge to deliver a world-class education and the passion and dedication to work with each student to discover their talents. Our athletic programs are second to none. ASU student athletes compete in 18 different sports in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. The Hornets have won the coveted Commissioner's Cup 5 times in a row here at the Alabama State University. Our on-campus stadium, baseball field, softball field, Acadome basketball arena, and football complex are among the top facilities in the division. A university's greatest measure of success is its alumni. And at Alabama State University, we are extremely proud of our graduates. The accomplishments of our thousands of alumni across the nation and around the world provide solid proof of the value of an ASU education. What a great time to be a Hornet. ASU, 150 years forward, the time is now.
Alabama State University is located in historic Montgomery, Alabama, on a beautiful 172-acre campus featuring lush landscaping, historic landmarks, and both modern and traditional facilities that pay homage to the university's proud past and bright future. The campus is located only a short walk from the state capitol, the state government complex, and downtown Montgomery, making the downtown business and entertainment district, art galleries, state archives, museums, and historical sites readily accessible to students. ASU has experienced tremendous growth during the past few years with the addition of a number of new campus buildings to accommodate increased enrollment and exciting new academic programs. The most recent construction includes the new ASU Stadium, the university's $62 million football stadium, which opened in November of 2012, and the John Garrett Hardy Student Service Center. Our 81,000 square foot facility is designed to be a one-stop shop for recreation and for transacting important student business. Other new facilities include 2 expansive new co-ed residence halls, as well as a renovation and 46,000 square foot addition to the university's library and media facility, the Levi Watkins Learning Center, new baseball and softball fields, and a football complex, which houses coaches' offices, a state-of-the-art training and weight room, a film room, and much more.
All right, and now I'll share with you the uniqueness of attending an HBCU, coming from my personal experience. 3 reasons why I decided to attend an HBCU: because of the affordability. After much research during the time I was searching for a college to attend, I saw that the average, it averaged like 26%. It was the price, the cost of tuition was lower than any other institution. Also, they provided more scholarship opportunities, which in the PowerPoint, I have that website there that you could use to review all of the scholarships that they may have available to you. Another reason I chose an HBCU is because of the diversity. It's rich in culture, from dance, music, even the just the career opportunities that it provided for me. I also enjoyed the diversity of different, we have people from all walks of life that attend Alabama State University. So it's not where you have to feel like you don't belong. I felt right at home when I attended an HBCU. And another reason I attended was the support. We have, once I stepped foot on the grounds of Alabama State University, I was greeted with open arms by the community, the faculty, the staff, student body, even the alumni. They were there from all over the world to greet us and to assist us in being successful from beginning to end. So my opinion, choosing an HBCU, it provided me with several opportunities to enhance the skills that already was there. They encouraged me to come out of my shell and that it was okay to be vocal on those topics that usually you wouldn't be able to be as vocal about, and to express yourself professionally, intellectually, and to become a good citizen, all in a well-rounded person. Now I'll share with you some of our requirements for admissions. Well, first I'll do the few facts about Alabama State University. We were founded in 1867 by 9 freed slaves, and they only had $500. So what they did, they put that money together and created Alabama State University in Marion, Alabama. In 1887, we relocated to Montgomery, Alabama. Our founders are known as the Marion Nine, and we're one of the oldest institutions of higher education and learning. Here you'll see a list of our degrees that we offer. We have 7 academic colleges with 62 degrees presented within the undergraduate program. One requirement is that you must have a high school diploma, and in order to be admitted, you had to have a minimum of a 2.0 GPA. Now, we do have different scholarships that are available for international students. Unfortunately, the financial aid through the government is not offered, but we do have scholarship opportunities that are available to the students. Now, with our international department, the requirements are different. So what I've done was included the link for you, and I'll also include that link in the chat box so that you can click on it at your leisure and review the different requirements that's covered through our International Studies Department. And now I will turn this portion of our presentation over to Dr. Davis May, and she'll be assisting you from here.
Thank you, Shawanda. Our history is a grand one. And if you know anything about the US and the history of people of African ancestry here, you know that we are resilient people. And as a part of us moving from bondage into emancipation, there were a number of historically Black colleges and universities established. Alabama State University happens to be among the first. And so we brag about that quite frequently. We've been doing it for a long time, and we've been doing it well. And so as a part of our process of educating people of African ancestry, we are no longer just limited to serving Black students. Our population is diverse. So we have certainly people of African ancestry from all over the world, but we also have people of European ancestry from all over the world. We have people of East Indian ancestry. So we are a diverse campus. Part of our growth included the offering of graduate education. And so next slide, please, Shawanda. We have Dr. Edward Brown, who is the interim dean of the graduate school. These are the contact numbers and emails for the individuals who represent that department. They are exceptionally available. They respond quickly, so that if you have specific questions beyond the School of Social Work, then you can contact Ms. Malone, who typically is going to direct you to who or to whom you need to contact. Next slide. And so just like our undergraduate programming, if you note here, we have a number of graduate programs available here at Alabama State University. We have a Master of Social Work, a Master of Accountancy in the College of Business, a Master of Rehabilitation Counseling, a number of degrees in education. As Ms. Walker indicated earlier, we are one of the oldest institutions in education. And so as such, we have master's degrees in social sciences or social studies, special education, reading, elementary education, physical education. We have degrees in applied technology, forensic science. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, we might be the only one in the state with a degree in forensic science, mathematics. We actually have the forensic science lab for the state for crime investigations here on campus. We offer educational specialist degrees, which are primarily for folks who are interested in being principals or K through 12 administrators. So those degrees come in clinical mental health, instructional leadership, library education, media, and then we have doctoral programs in educational leadership, policy and law, microbiology, and physical therapy. Next slide, please. The general graduation admission requirements are a bachelor degree. For folks who are coming from outside of the US, you would have to have your degree analyzed. Both of those institutions that do degree analysis appear at the link that Ms. Walker provided earlier. You would have to take either the GRE or the Miller's Anatomy test, analysis test, I'm sorry. And you would need 3 letters of recommendation and a statement of purpose along with your official transcript that needs to be submitted online to the admissions, graduate school admissions department. We have a couple of different admissions processes. The first is a special admit. That includes folks who are interested in taking advantage of graduate courses but don't want to earn a degree. There are certificate programs that fall under that. You might take 12 semester hours of approved coursework just for professional development, but you still must satisfy all of the admissions requirements. The second is regular admissions, and that just means that you have satisfied all the graduate school admission requirements. There is also conditional admission, but that is only for about 3 or 4 of the programs, and we'll talk about that specifically as it relates to social work. All students who are interested in graduate education apply online. This is the link. All of your information gets uploaded here. It has all of the information you need. It's a pretty self-explanatory process, but you go into the link, you set up an account, and then you upload all of the information that you need to upload. If you are or have any interest in applying to the graduate school, here again, Ms. Malone would be the person that you would contact. You would need to include your name, your email address, a good time for her to contact you, particularly since we're on a different time zone. You want to make sure that you're clear about the time that you're addressing, right? I think we're a 7-hour difference in time zone. So you'll need to make sure that you're emailing and asking for a time that is between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you'll need to indicate the program that you're applying for. Next slide, please. And now if I can talk about my love, my heart, beyond Alabama State University, it's the Department of Social Work. We are a dual degree program in that we offer both the Baccalaureate of Social Work and the Master of Social Work. We're located in the Ralph D. Abernathy building here on campus in the College of Education. And these are the contact numbers and the email address for you to use for specific information beyond what I will provide here. Next slide, please. These are some of the faculty. We have about 15 faculty members. The Department of Social Work is approaching its 50th year anniversary. We're really excited about that. While we are in one of the newest buildings on campus now, the building that we indicate here is our home, and we are excited about eventually getting back into that building. It is being remodeled, but it was our original home, and it's one of the oldest buildings on campus. But as I suggested, the BSW program is 48 years old, and the MSW program is approaching its 4th year. So we are newly accredited, and one of the things you need to know about social work programs wherever you are is that while you have a wonderful program at Kwame Nkrumah University in Kumasi, here in the States, our programs must be accredited, and our program has been accredited nonstop for 30 years. And so we are excited about maintaining that and it establishing our professionalism and our commitment to the field. The next slide lists our full-time faculty members. And as you see, we are rich. Our faculty members come from all over the country. We don't have any international faculty members yet. Right now, our faculty members represent California, Kentucky, Illinois, Florida, New York, New Orleans, in Louisiana, and Texas. And so we have a pretty diverse faculty here in the Department of Social Work, which we are excited about. Next slide, please. Our undergraduate program has between 160 and 200 students at any given time. Right now, we're at about 157 undergraduate students, and we have about 48 graduate students. The admission process to the BSW program requires that you've already completed 24 undergraduate hours and that you have a minimum of a 2.5 GPA, and it requires that you participate in an interview for admission into the program. And pictured here are some of our rising seniors who will be graduating this year. Next slide. We have a number of student opportunities. We have a number of organizations. Because we are on the Alabama State University's campus, our focus is on social justice. It is one of the reasons our university was established. And as such, we have the Association of Black Social Workers, we have the Whitney Young Social Work Club, and we also have the Phi Alpha Social Work National Honor Society. Our students, if you click, we have some photos of our students that participate in some of these activities. Our students work in the community, having folks register for voting. We participate in a number of service opportunities. Some of our students are today going to South Alabama. We had a recent hurricane, and so we have some folks who are without homes, who have flooding and some other damage. And so our students are always participating in relief efforts when those kinds of events occur. Our students serve, and that's what we do. We serve the university and we serve the community in which we live. And you can skip that. I've mentioned that we were founded, our MSW program was developed in 2016. Some of the concentrations in our MSW program include mental health. This prepares students for clinical work, working with folks who experience mental health challenges. We also have a gerontology concentration that focuses on serving individuals who are aging. Then one of the concentrations that we are most proud of is the forensic social work concentration, where our students are prepared to work in criminal justice and other legal systems. This goes far beyond working in clinics and psychiatric hospitals, but also establishing competency of individuals who might have been charged with various crimes. We are the only program in the region that offers a forensic social work concentration. So as Ms. Walker indicated, international students are not eligible for some of the public assistance that students receive, including graduate student loans that are federally supplemented. But we do have graduate research assistantships where students are able to work up to 20 hours a week and be paid for that work. We have opportunities for external scholarships, and we support our students in establishing those opportunities, helping them to write the applications and providing letters of support. Our students heavily participate in professional conferences with the support of the department and faculty. Our students are encouraged to co-author articles and book chapters with our faculty so that they're prepared, should they decide to pursue a doctoral education in social work. Within the social work MSW program, we have three matriculation processes. One is an advanced standing program. This would require that students have an undergraduate degree in social work. And that program is 1 year. They begin in the summer and they end the next summer. It is 12 months long, and they start the summer of the year they begin the program. Then we have a traditional program in which students complete an MSW in 2 years, and they can begin either in the summer or the fall, and they are required to complete 60 hours of social work courses. Then we have a part-time program. This is primarily taken advantage of by folks who are full-time employed, maybe parents, have families that they have to care for, and this can take from 3 to 4 years. And it is something that students don't often think they need until they get in the program and realize the rigor, and might need to drop to 2 courses a semester in order to finish in a way that's going to have them finishing strong. Our admission requirements are that students for advanced standing have a minimum of a 3.0. On a 4.0 scale. They have to submit all of their transcripts from any post-secondary institutions they've attended. They have to demonstrate that they've completed a Bachelor of Social Work program that has been accredited by the Council on Social Work Education. And the statement of purpose that's required by the graduate school is a little different for this admission process, in that they have to specifically address issues of social justice and why social work is what they have selected to pursue. For the traditional and part-time programs, the students have to demonstrate that they've completed a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution. They have to have a minimum GPA of a 2.5, and the other processes are the same. They still have to submit a statement of purpose that addresses a social justice issue and why they've elected to choose social work as a career. You also are required to submit 3 letters of recommendation. The GRE and Miller's analysis test, those are required as well, but there is not a minimum score required for social work. You just have to have proof of receipt that you have taken the test. You would also have to have your original college transcript. Students from Ghana, Nigeria, and other Anglophone countries are not required to submit a TOEFL score. We do require that there is some affidavit that supports that you will be able to pay for the expenses associated with graduate education. And as provided earlier, this is the link that you would need to click if you want additional information about graduate studies. If you need specific information about the MSW program, at the bottom of the slide, Dr. Donna Nelson is the program coordinator for the MSW program, and she is happy to provide information. She responds really quickly about social work in general, but certainly about our MSW program. If you have any general information that you have questions about, and you just want to kind of talk about what it means to be at Alabama State University, what it means to live in Central Alabama, the changes in some of the expectations moving from Ghana to the South of the United States. The next slide has my contact information, and you can feel free to contact me at any given point, and I will respond expeditiously. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. We're going to open it up now to questions, and we're going to turn it back over to Education USA.
Thank you so much, Dr. Davis May. You are watching Education USA Ghana Facebook Live event. I have some questions for you. Today we are going straight to the questions. So the first question is, do historically Black colleges and universities give African students good packages to encourage them to apply?
And so Shawanda might want to jump in as well. As she mentioned earlier, while we do not have students from out of the country, regardless of where they're coming from, are not eligible for some of the federal support that domestic students are blessed to receive, but there are opportunities for scholarships. Those scholarship opportunities appear on the international page, and as we continue to establish relationships both with the embassy and with the Ghanaian embassy here, we are certain that as an increased number of Ghanaian students apply to Alabama State, that we'll be working to recruit more strongly. But currently, Ghanaian students are eligible for the same scholarships that all international students are eligible for, and that information appears on the international student page that Ms. Walker provided the link for. I think she put it in the chat as well.
I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I have another one. It says, are your campuses more welcoming to Black students than other universities?
So I can't speak for other universities, but who we are is welcoming. As Ms. Walker is an alum of Alabama State University, I am an alum of another historically Black college that I won't mention. And it is who we are. It is the nature of HBCUs. It is the legacy of HBCUs to welcome people home. And so while we are, Ghana might be your home, this is your home away from home. And so we certainly extend, our students are taken care of here. So our students, when students are here and they can't return home, which happens when they can't return home for holidays or summer, it might be a little expensive for some students to return. Our faculty invite them to their homes for holiday meals. We have a pretty large Ghanaian population about 30 miles north of us. I'm not going to name that city either because it's another HBCU. But those we often reach out to those members who will often just extend their homes to students. And so we make everyone feel like they're at home here. And that includes students who are coming from the continent.
That's great. So what's the maximum amount of scholarship an international student can get at ASU?
I can't really respond to that because it really is about how many scholarships you apply for, right? And so one of the points made earlier was that there are a number of international scholarships out there. It's just a matter of applying. There's not a maximum. So if you apply for scholarships and you get more money than it costs to attend, then typically that money can be used, and Ms. Walker, correct me if I'm wrong, it can be used towards other expenses, housing, books, computers, things that you need to support your academic experience.
That's correct.
Wow. So people complain that HBCUs lack diversity. What is your take on this?
It depends on how people define diversity. So oftentimes when people talk about diversity here in the US, they're talking about Black folks and white folks, right? For me, that's not diversity. Diversity means diversity of experiences, diversity of religion, diversity of regionality. So here at ASU, we have students from all over the world. So not just from the US, we have a number of students from Nigeria, a number of students from Ethiopia. We have students from India. We have students from, of course, the United States, but all over the United States, from every single state in the union. We have students here. We have students who come from very wealthy families. We have students who are the first in their families to ever attend college. So when you talk about diversity, HBCUs are as diverse and frankly, maybe a little more diverse than some other institutions in that you have diversity of thought. And so again, I attended an HBCU as a second generation college attendee. My father did not go to college. My mother did, and all of my siblings did. But when I got to the school that I attended, another HBCU, there were students who were seventh generation college attendees, whose parents had been attending, whose great grandparents were graduates of colleges, right? And historically Black colleges typically. And so in terms of diversity, I think when people ask about diversity, they're talking about white folks and Black folks. That is a minimal level of diversity. When you want diversity, you want people who have diversity of thought, diversity of experiences, so that they can help you grow as a person. And so I don't ever think that I would be as well traveled as I am had I not attended the historically Black college I attend. And we attempt to make sure that students are open to all of the experiences here that we have to offer. And we have white students here, as many white students here as predominantly white students, universities have Black students. So.
Thank you so much for the answer. So do most historically Black universities have medical schools?
No, most do not. In fact, I think there are only 3, right? I think there's Howard University, Morehouse College of Medicine, and what's the one in Tennessee? I'm blanking on the name now. And there's one in Tennessee that is the oldest medical school among HBCUs. So most do not. In fact, most PWIs don't have medical schools.
Okay, so now racism has become a big issue now. How are students in your school shielded?
How have they?
How are students in your school shielded?
Been shielded from the racism? So that's one of the blessings about being at a historically Black college and university. I often tell folk that we don't really experience it within the confines of the campus, right? We are protected from that on the campus. But because we live in a world, right, where our students have to go off to work, they have to leave campus to shop, they have to leave campus for their internships, our students, I think, are built up because they're on this historically Black college. They don't second guess their capacity. They know that they're capable of anything anyone else is capable of. So they don't necessarily succumb in the same way to racism as people who have continuously been exposed to it their entire educational career. So they don't necessarily experience it as much because they're on this campus where they're protected. We talk about it in class. That's history. That is certainly our history here in the United States. So it is a part of what they get taught in the classroom. They're prepared to manage it when they experience it on the outside. I wouldn't say that they don't have any experience with it here on campus, because we have faculty who aren't all Black. We have faculty who are Black who might have different experiences. And so they are trained to understand their worth and their value, so that that is a shield in and of itself, but they're prepared to manage it when they leave the campus.
Thank you for the answer. For those of us who just joined, you are watching Education USA Ghana Facebook Live event. And our topic for today is the uniqueness of historically Black universities, a presentation by Shawanda and Dr. Davis May from Alabama State University. Bernice, I want you to prepare, but let me ask this question. It goes to Dr. Davis May again. How easy is it for international students in your school to find jobs after graduation?
And so, of course, that is a question that our International Affairs Office would respond to more proficiently. But just like any other space, you have to have a visa, a work visa. So part of the process would be that if a student planned to remain in the U.S., the International Affairs Office would help them process a work visa that, they would have to move from a student visa to a work visa and get all of the necessary documents completed. Now, it all depends. It depends on the major. If students are, majoring in bioanatomy or one of the computer science or one of the majors that is really looking for students, then the embassy here is going to make determinations as to what the need is. So that's really a question around the embassy and not necessarily the university. We have a number of students who, we have a few students who remained after graduation. Some of them are working on campus. Some of them are working for some of the state offices. So it all depends on the area of career that they are in.
Right. Bernice, I come to you. I have two questions for you. So the first question is, when is the embassy opening to the public? And before you answer that, I'll add the second question to it so that you can answer all of them. My second question is, for students who just completed senior high school, what do we need to join Education USA Accra and Kumasi?
Great, thank you, Margaret. I will take the second question first. If you've recently completed WASI and you are interested in joining the EducationUSA programs, we'll be leaving our contact information on the page so that you can pick either Accra or Kumasi, depending on where you are and which one will be easier for you. But now that we are working virtually, probably it doesn't matter. We'll be working with you through the application process. The process is in 5 steps. So we take our time to explain each step to you, and then we work with you as you patiently go through the steps, from making up your mind, choosing a school that is suitable for you. We're talking about HBCUs. And Dr. Davis Miles has explained a lot about diversity. If that matters to you, for example, interestingly, they both experience HBCUs. So when they talk about the benefits, they know what they're saying, they've experienced it. If, for example, you're interested in a place like that, we work with you to help you choose the schools that are most suited to you as an individual and your educational needs. We take you through the application, and then once you're done, you have a school, we take you through the visa steps and the pre-departure. So really, we're helping you with anything and everything you need on the process. Feel free to reach out to us, either on email or pick our numbers, but we prefer email, of course. And then we'll be happy to work with you. Now we're doing a lot of sessions. In addition to these weekly sessions, we also do one-on-one, still virtual. So reach out to us. We'll be happy to work with you through the process. Do not wait till your WASI results are out. Now is a good time to start. And then the second question about the embassy opening. So we have information on the embassy's Facebook page. It's a pinned post. And then we also have on the embassy's website information regarding our operations and when we will be starting. So please review. Thank you for asking.
Thank you very much, Bernice. I have another question for ASU officials, and the question is, does ASU have a PhD program in social work? Dr. David.
I'm sorry, I was muted. We do not have a PhD in social work.
Okay, and are standardized tests compulsory?
Yes, you must take for the MSW, you must take the GRE or the MAT, but there is not a minimum score.
Okay, and how easy is it for international students to transfer to ASU?
Transfer from an external institution, from a Ghanaian institution?
Yes, please.
In the same way, as we mentioned earlier, any degree or courses taken at an international university would have to be analyzed. The transcript would have to be analyzed and aligned with courses that are offered here to determine where a student would start.
Okay. And can you please mention the other historically Black universities in the US?
Ms. Walker, can we do that? I'm not a recruiter. I am a faculty member, but I will certainly share that there are over, I think, 118. And I'm actually pulling it up now just so that I don't give you the wrong number. There are, let's see. I'm sorry. That's not something I was prepared to respond to. There are, let's see, 99 current 107 historically Black colleges and universities across the country. I think as far west as maybe Texas, and then as far north as Philadelphia, all the way to South Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana. If there's any major at all that you have an interest in, if Alabama State doesn't offer that major, there is a historically Black college that offers it. Again, the medical schools, there are at least 5, if I'm not mistaken, universities with medical schools. There's architecture programs. We have engineering, physical therapy, education, social work, business, just anything you can think of here at Alabama State. But then if there is one of the majors that we don't offer, there is a historically Black college that offers it. Right up the road, we have a school of architecture. We have a school of veterinary science. We have a school of nursing. And again, almost any major you can think of. In fact, the largest number of pre-med students that complete medical school of African-American students come from historically Black colleges. And so we educate, we do what we do well. We educate students well. And so without actually listing all of the universities, they are in every state, as far west as Texas, as far north as Philadelphia, as far south as Florida.
Wow. Thank you, Ms. Shawanda Walker and Dr. Davis May, for the wonderful presentation. I have enjoyed the presentation. To our cherished viewers, we say a big thank you for joining us today. We hope you've learned a lot. We will be coming your way again next week at 5 p.m. If you have questions, please get in touch with us through our email and phone, as my colleague advisor, Bernice Afote from Accra rightly said. We will be sharing our contact details here for you so that you can get in touch with us. Please stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.